everyone, I just got caught out on a dog walk, so I'm having to smooth my hair down to get the frizz out. I'll deal with that later. But anyway, it was looking good. That's really, really annoying. Anyway, how are you all? Today I thought I would do a little trend look. Don't often do the trendy looks, but I thought it would be fun. This is how I look now. This is how I'll look afterwards. Yes, all new and improved. But it's nice to add those kind of warm, sensuous, deep colours into our skin. And it's just a nice way to play with makeup. I thought I'd inspire you. I started my skincare. I actually wasn't going to talk about it because I've only just received it. But I love the finish of my skin. I've used two products from the really beautiful brand Emma Lewisham. I'm sure you've seen the packaging. It's in Space NK. It's a really beautiful, very popular brand. It's pricey. It's a bioscience brand. It's all natural, cruelty-free, PETA certified. There's Willow. And I've used one of their products, one of their moisturisers, a little pump at work. It sits beautifully under makeup. But I normally love a really kind of like hydrated, sort of tacky feel to my skin. But the combination of the Elixir Serum and the Supernatural Face Cream Rich has just been so delightful. I wanted to share it with you. If you need a skin treat and you want to buy into a sustainable brand, I highly, highly recommend. Okay, I'm going to get straight on with the base nice and quickly, and I'm going to use my Dior Forever Skin. This is a product that I will often go to if I want a quick fix and a little bit of warmth. This shade on me is a 2W. Just gives me a kind of, see, just warms me up a little bit. I get great coverage, but it doesn't dry into a kind of matte, heavy finish. It's kind of one of those foundations, a bit like the Giorgio Armani luminous silk finish that I kind of often just go back to. Gives me good longevity as well. And because I'm doing a makeup that's got a little bit of colour on, like the depth of colour is not just a natural, it's got a lot of warmth in it. I want to make sure that my skin is sort of as perfect as possible. Now I'm being quite, I suppose, I'm almost like massaging the product into my skin. That's because it's a medium to heavy coverage. I didn't want to apply it with my flat brush. I wanted to get it on with my fingers because waste not, want not. And I don't want this to take forever. I just want to inspire you with a little bit of colour and just a different way to wear makeup possibly. But this is just such a classic foundation. Don't forget your ears. And it's a nice, quick fix because already there is an improvement, and I've taken that everywhere. And softening off with a number 2 brush just to give it that nice clean finish. Okay, I've got some new concealers to show you that I picked up. These are from Revolution. I got 2 shades. I got Fair Cool and Light Peach. Light Peach is a pretty good match for my skin tone. I'm going to go for the Fair Cool because I want a little bit more of separation between my eyes and my skin, meaning that I'm just trying to create a little bit more of a face shape. Look at the applicator. It's got a little metal tip, a nice cool metal tip. So in the morning, that's quite satisfying. And surprisingly, it gathers quite a bit of product. I thought that when I did it, I'll be popping this in and out the applicator quite a few times to get that on. But it really does deliver enough for both eyes. But it's got this lovely cooling sensation. So if you wanted to, you could actually sort of play around with that for a little bit just to kind of cool any irritated eyes. But it's also quite good because it's nice and tiny, so it gets right in to the areas either side of our nose that tend to be a little bit dark. The great thing about this texture, it has a really wonderful premium texture to it. I'm just going to soften with the number 7. No, I'm going to push in with my finger first. Push to make sure it sits. It sits really well and it lasts. It's really, really good. It's called Skin Silk Under Eye Brightener and Concealer. It doesn't dry throughout the day, it doesn't crack. It's a really, really lovely concealer. You never know, do you? But I'm always trying to find the best products at the best price. And Revolution have done a wonderful job with this. So I would probably use the slightly darker colour, or the colour that actually matches my skin. Willow was asleep, and then my eldest son came down and started playing with her, and then obviously doesn't want to play with her anymore. I'm just going to use this just around my nose and under the chin. And it is a brightening one, so I wouldn't use it for any pimples. I'm just using that just to bring up a little bit of the light in my complexion. And just sort of pat that in, just so it's not completely flat. Go back in with the foundation brush and just blend those together. Lovely, jubbly. Okay, so I was going on about the Rare Beauty brow gel that I love, and then I found this one from e.l.f. I believe it's new. It may not be new, so don't, sorry if it's not. This is a really great dupe for Refi. It's exactly the same packaging basically. I don't know how they get away with it really. The Refi one is like a sort of soft grey. But the brilliant thing about this is it goes on white, as you can see, and that might put some of you off. It does fade, so you can kind of see where you're putting it. And the brush is nice and tight, the bristles are nice and tight, so you get a lot of product on. But like the Refi one, you twist that and then you pop the lid off here. And it's got two different types of bristles. So this, the top one here is very thin, so you can flatten it. And then you've got this one underneath, which will kind of like, you can groom the brows with. But what's good is that if you use the flat one, you can also almost push the brows to your complexion. So if you've got slightly wayward ones, you can almost like laminate them to your face. Actually, I need to do that laminating thing that Marlon said. I haven't done that yet. And I just thought that was great. So that's another brilliant dupe from e.l.f. Let's put that back on again. Great. Wonder how Refi feel about that. Okie dokes. So I'm going to use this creamy blusher from this beautiful brand, Say. I haven't used many of their products, but I was really gravitated to this colour. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to place the colour just like in 3 little dots going up like so. And I'm going to take, I'm going to take this, I'm not going to take the same foundation brush. I'll take the number 6 and just very, very lightly blend that in. Now you can see that there's a lot of red in this product, which is so warming on the skin. And initially you think, oh, that looks a bit red and blotchy. But then you blend and blend, and it just gives this lovely kind of warmth to the skin. Not your classic sort of blush colour, but against a sort of, you know, nice warm green that I'm wearing. You can see it just gives a real subtle shape to your skin. And it's kind of like, you know, you want to avoid like a bronzer that's got too much red or orange in it. But because it's got so much brown in it, it kind of counteracts that. And it just gives you that warmth that you would get, that sort of heat from your skin that you would get if you were out enjoying the sun. So I'm just going to take that quite high around here and just nestle that almost just on top of the cheekbone and just let that very subtly blend in. I'm not going to take it any lower. Sometimes if I do a flush of colour it comes much lower, but this is going to stay right on top of the cheekbone. Just blend that in there. Needs like a little bit of playtime, as you see, but then it creates this really soft, very sort of barely there warmth, which I love. And this colour works beautifully with this kind of like cherry cola. I'm so sure if you've got young daughters, I know my tribe, you guys are mostly my age, I would have imagined. And if you do have girls, they'll probably know all about this trend. So maybe you could just go, oh yes, I've got a new trend look on at the moment. Or maybe you already know it. Maybe they already wear it, you know. But it's a lovely way, if I'm doing someone's makeup, just to add, like I said, just that warmth and just to change the shape of one's face with makeup. Such a pretty product. And I think if you weren't used to that, or you weren't brave enough to think that that dark colour would work on my pale skin, you can now see that it does. And it's really lovely. You wait till it kind of gets in more and more to what I'm doing. So I'm going to go in with a Hildem soft squidgy line across my eyelashes, on the outer corner, not too far out, because I don't want it to pull down. Squidge in here, squidge in there, just to kind of create a little bit of a lift. They're so soft, so soft. And I'll take the Baby Bud. For those of you who don't know, these are my brushes. I believe we have about 80 sets left. They've done so well. I'm so proud of them. And I've absolutely loved seeing everybody using and sharing and showing their favourite brushes, the ones that they've used most. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing any more, but it's been a lovely process. And I love buds. I would often use a cotton bud to do this, but the Baby Bud works perfectly. And you see how that lovely warmth, black would be too hard, but this just blurs in really, really beautifully. Now, if you've got the eye shape, of course, wing this out a little bit more. I'm going to take the darkness a little bit more to the lash line, just to create that graduation and extend up with the Baby Bud. Love that. Now, you do have a little bit of playtime, but it will dry, so don't leave it too long. Otherwise you'll end up with a much darker version of what you want. But it's really nice just bringing that in to the lash line like so. So you get that nice definition. And then just break up that line there. Just always making sure that when you're looking in the mirror, this isn't dragging the eye down. Let's put the lid on that. And just pat that in. Lovely. It's always nice, like I did on the other side, not to make a mess of your face by imprinting on it, is to do the blend and then go back and then do just a little bit more wedging colour to the lash line. And then lastly, oops, you want to poke your eye with your own brush. That's what you want to do. Yep, come to my makeup school. I'll tell you how to poke your eye out. This is really soft, so it's great. I'm going to go for this eye that's not watering, and we're just going to underpaint that in there and really wedge that nice colour all the way through underneath. Woo! Doesn't it just bring in such a great tightness and definition to my eye. And that's what we need, the structure placed into everything. I'm really going to go back, going to go back with the Lancôme. Really enjoying this. And again, this look is all about like soft, fluttery lashes. It doesn't need to be too heavy. It's quite a feminine look. So as we don't want any hard lines, it's all about the sort of soft lashes and about the colour of the lip. This works really well. I really do like the brush. I've been doing about 3 coats. That's my preferred. If you can't be bothered to do 3 coats, or you simply don't have the time, just use a slightly thicker mascara. And do the Blinky the Cow action, and that way you've got control. I'm not sure whether I keep saying the same tips over and over again. Well, I'm sure if I do, it will go in, because I need to know that I know that when I'm learning to cook a new recipe, I need to be told 2 or 3 times. So maybe I should forgive myself for that. There you are. Look at that. That's just magic, isn't it? When it comes to life, it is worth just persevering. That's a really lovely finish. This would be a really nice mascara if you're wearing false eyelashes. The really soft, fluffy ones, right? Perfect. Okay, so let's go for the lip combinations that we have. I've got a few different combinations here. I've got a couple of tints, another e.l.f. one actually, which again is very, very sheer and dark. And then I've got the Dr. Sam's Flawless Lip, spit it out Caroline, which is the same kind of colour, but it's got a bit of lip care in it. But the key to this kind of look is doing a sort of dark brown lip line and then blending it in with the red. So I think this e.l.f. one here is going to be too brown. This Bare Mineral one's is a little bit more of a reddy brown. Let's have a play. Okay. I reckon that could work. Let me take Baby Bud. And I'm going to soften that in. It's like a graduated lip. Can you hear the raindrops falling outside? Does anyone ever use those sad lamps? SAD, seasonal, come on, finish my words for me, something disorder, seasonal affective disorder. Has anyone ever benefited from that? I'd love to know. And do you just do it when you wake up, or could I like have it whilst I'm talking to you guys? Or doing a computer day, you know? Okay, so I just did a very soft line and then sort of removed it, so you kind of get that nice graduation, so you see how that's coming, and then I might build on that. The shade that I found is 270 from Diego de la Palma. I do love this brand actually. I'll go straight in, I think, from the bullet. Really beautiful browny red. Instantly that took the life out of my skin. So what we want to do is now feather it with a brush. The density of the colour and the lip line just drained my face. So we need to add light into it, and by doing that I'm going to add the gloss over the top. And smudging this out makes it a little bit more sort of a burgundy wine rather than that sort of very sort of dark berry tone. Just feathering that around so that I get that kind of blurred effect that I was talking about. Nice. Okay, so better than it was. I think I might go in with a little bit of the e.l.f., the really dark brown liner. Oops. Just on the inside, just to create a little bit more drama. And then blur it together. It's subtle, but see how that makes the inner rim of my, the centre part of my lip just a little bit redder, and it just gives that lovely graduation. Right, I'm just going to take this up a little bit more and probably take the baby bud into the lippy, not the flat one, just so I get a nice point. Because once you've got your lip shape right, then you can feel happy. It's just getting that soft colour and pigment. I think I'm going to go in with the Dr. Sam because it's super light. The e.l.f. had a little bit more. It's very sheer, but I think I've got the darkness that I want. But before I do that, instinctively, if you often think that your makeup's not connecting, see, look at that. If you now compare the two, that's still soft and lovely, and that's what I wanted, but that has just given me just a little bit of sharpness, and it's just made it bring to life. Very, but it's so subtle. And it's nice to watch these things. I mean, of course, you wouldn't necessarily want to do this every day when you do your makeup, but hopefully when I show you how my face changes with the subtleties of, you know, very soft colour application. And if you think that your makeup isn't working, just take a little bit of the lip colour into the blush or into your eyes and sort of morph it together just very slightly. And hopefully that you have fun when doing it and not go, oh no, I'm going to take it off. Okay, so happy with this. So I'm going to take this just with my finger. Now, importantly, just keep it on the interior. Don't take it out to your beautiful lip line. Oh, I love it. I love. You see, just adding that little bit of light, a little bit of sheen, just changed the whole look. And there you go. So yes, I have only got a few products from Say. I hope I'm saying that right, Say. If you are a brand lover of this brand, please do let me know what you like. I'm so impressed with this blusher. I really like it. Okay, so let's just take the hair down. It was just a little bit wet, but just smoothing it down makes it just a little bit softer. It sort of behaves when it gets a bit sort of crushed. The more I do with my hair, the bigger it gets. What do you think? She looks all right, doesn't she? She can definitely march out on this wet, rainy day and feel good about herself. Until she looks in the mirror and she realises she's put lipstick all over her face. But hey, that's life and beauty. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to your comments as always, and see you next week. Bye for now.